Thank you, Minister. Obviously, I raised the issue of the old Wexford Garda Station on Roaches Road down in Wexford town. It's an iconic building. There's a lot of history there. A lot of proud Gardaí served in that building, and it is the community is very proud of that Garda Station as well. And I was there on the day when they closed the doors and marched up to the new Garda Station in Mulgannon. The station is now empty for 2 years. It's been allowed to fall into very significant disrepair. Large weeds, boarding and wiring going up around the station. It is rapidly deteriorating, and the concern is that the longer this goes on, the more costly it's going to be to repair it. Now, there's a history in Wexford town of the old hospital under the control of the HSE. When the new hospital was opened in the early 90s, that hospital was left there, and it was left to fall apart. And it is still there in an absolute state. I do not want to see the same thing happening with this Garda Station in Wexford town.
Thank you. Minister?
Deputy, on the first, we haven't fell behind the same. We weren't. We're very, very active trying to get someone into the station. But as the people that are looking at the station, it doesn't meet the requirements, we'll have to continue on, and we do get someone to take use of that station. As I said to you, at this moment in time, there is an interested body in it. We're working closely with them to see if we can work out a deal that suits the requirement. And if that's the case, it'll be good news for that part of Wexford.
Thank you, Minister. Final comment, Deputy Browne?
No, absolutely. St Bridget's, which is next door to the old Garda Station, do phenomenal work. Full-time day care centre for elderly people. And I was down there myself only 2 weeks ago, and there's phenomenal work that they do. I think the difficulty is that I think they would love to have some or part of that building, but they are a voluntary organisation. They do their very best to keep the doors open, and I think that the length of time that the building has been closed, it is going to become more costly for any voluntary organisation. I do think the OPW has a duty towards that building, especially with its history, to maintain it in the community. And I think any voluntary organisation that's looking after it, proposing to take over that property, I think they should be helped. I would like to see them helped as much as possible by the OPW to facilitate that. Because as I say, there is a history there in Wexford town of the old hospital being allowed to go to rack and ruin. We do not want to see a second building there happening to the same in the town centre. It is already happening to that building, and I think the OPW at least has a duty to maintain that building in the state it was in when it was closed, which wasn't a very good state, but is now being allowed to dilapidate into a much further and more serious situation.
Thank you very much. Final comment, Minister Moore?
Deputy, I don't agree with you saying the OPW have let go into a state. We are trying to seek alternative accommodation for somebody to take over that building. We're working very closely. As I said to you at the outset, a number of deputies has come in with different ideas and different approaches. I've worked with them, and we couldn't get anybody to take that building. We now have, as I say, St Bridget's interest in the building. We're working closely with them, and we'll see the outcome of that and let the discussions take place before we decide to say nothing is happening. But it's not fair to say OPW aren't trying to seek to make that building right, look for the right tenant for it, and to work with them.
Okay. Matters concluded. Time is up. Matters concluded. Take it up between yourselves after. Sorry, but we must move on.